Hello, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live with Jessie. So this is a live session brought to you by 𝗏𝗏 Business Consulting, and I'm your host for today. You can call me Jessie. I'm the ESG and Sustainability Consultant at 𝗏𝗏 Business Consulting. How are you guys? So if you can hear me and see me clearly, please type in the chat so I know that you are online with us today. Okay, so for those who are new or first time to our live session, I'll briefly guide you what will happen in this 45 minutes session. Okay, so firstly, I will bring a short presentation for the topic of the day. So today we'll be discussing is ESG dead? Okay, we'll try to navigate the future of sustainability. I would say in this chaotic or messy world for now. Okay, so after the short presentation, we'll go to Q&A. So this session, I would say, is very different or very unique. Is because we want to make it an interactive discussion, a two-way communication for you, the audiences, whether you are from the professional services, from the industries, from the government bodies, or from the agencies. So we have an open space, a safe space to have discussion. Okay. And of course, if let's say you have any unanswered questions about ESG, you are not sure, yeah, what should I do now? So feel free to post your questions to me and let's see how I can help you. All right. So for those that have joined us online, welcome again. Hello Louis, hello Bernard. Okay, good. So with no longer, so I'll begin with the short presentation now. So if you can see my screen clearly, please type number one in the comment and we shall begin. Okay. Right. So today's topic is very interesting. Is ESG dead? So from my experience, I graduated in around 2021. So I'm from environmental science background. Then ESG and sustainability is a hot topic. When I graduated, it's like, wow, everyone is talking about this. the hiring demand is so great because people are talking about ESG reporting, carbon footprint, carbon credits. But in today's world, it's like there's something happen in the political and for the market. So there's some changes in the dynamic. There's a shift on this ESG and sustainability topic. So here today, I organized this special edition to talk about is ESG debt and how are you guys will be affected, why you should care about this. Okay, so today, so of course, we also because Bernard Business Consulting, we have an academy, and we always like to share about our knowledge and also practical experiences with our broader audience. So actually, we have an upcoming workshop about ESG and accessibility on 22nd May. So if let's say you're interested, then we can share more about it later on. So let's dive into today's agenda. So firstly, we'll have an overview of the current state of ESG globally. And followed by that, we'll see actually how ESG has evolved. Is it that, or is it just evolving to another phase? And thirdly, some guidance for you guys, the businesses, a strategy on how to adapt and thrive in these difficult times. Okay. Yes. So we will be having our live session on a monthly basis. So our next session will be 8th of May. It's on a Thursday as well. So remember to mark your calendar and I'll see you again. Okay, so now let's talk about the current state of ESG globally. So I think the first thing that we see happening since last December, early 2025, is the EU sustainability regulation slow down. Okay, so the EU they come out with this omnibus simplification package. So basically, what they do is that they have a lot of ambitious goals for their sustainability policy. Basically, they want to achieve their net zero goals. Okay, so they have come out with a few policies. Like the first one, CSRD, Sustainability Reporting Directive, where some selected companies, whether you are in the EU or is also affected some non-EU companies, so they have to come up with reporting to fulfilling the ESRS standards. So after they launch these regulations, of course there'll be feedback from those who are affected. So they realize that okay, we have an ambitious goal, but seems like the people are not ready, or even they themselves are not so ready to manage so much data. So it's like a shift. So they are like taking a step back and see that okay, so we have two ways to somehow cool down the situation a bit. So they decided to delay implementation. Not only CSRD is affected, CSDDD, which is the Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, is also delayed, and also EUDR, the European Union Deforestation Regulation, are also delayed a year. Okay, so now they have revised and simplified. They delayed. They also simplify the scope, meaning the number of companies affected are reduced. Of course, this omnibus is at the proposal stage. It's not finalized yet. Okay. So we'll see some updates from them in I expect this in the June of this year, and let's see how it goes. But something that I want to share with you on this action taken by the EU is that sometimes we are very ambitious, we are very gung-ho, we want to achieve something great, and it's good for the environmental well-being, for the social well-being, for our planetary health. Then we also need to balance the goals and the practicality of the implementation. If we try to do something like at one go, then we'll be shocked. So we need time to somehow adjust. And it's good that they actually listen to the feedback from the industries and they adjust. Okay, so this is one example. Understand is the US. It really is the very hot topic now. So the 10th man, Donald Trump is back. Okay, so once he's back, then he has done some anti ESG actions. So I put a screenshot of a video about they are saying Trump say that, oh, we are bringing back plastic straws. Okay, so we can see that Trump he signs the executive order on paper straws. He prioritizes fossil fuel expansion and withdraw US from the Paris Agreement. His reason is very simple because he thinks that all these things is slowing down the economy of the US. Okay, so he is a businessman, so he has a reason why he decided to do this. All right. So now, we can see that there are a lot of diverse responses from different countries, from different companies as well. So now they say like, hey, what you are doing, you are worsening the climate change. We are in a crisis. So there are a very hippie discussion happening now. But if let's say you are a company in the US, then you're like in a very difficult situation. Your president is not happy with ESG, but maybe you have your own reason. You're saying that, hey, my future generation, I want them to live on this beautiful earth. They can enjoy what I see, what I enjoy every day again. So we can see that there are like diverse responses. So one of it, I will take an example from Indonesia. So after the US quit the Paris Agreement, so Indonesia, they are also considering to quit the Paris Agreement. Why? Because they say, hey, US is a big polluter. They contribute to the major greenhouse gas emissions to the world. If they quit, why I'm just a small country contributing to this very little percentage, and I have to limit my fossil fuel combustion. I have to comply with so many regulations. So there are people who are unhappy. Okay, and example, BlackRock. So they are a company based in US. So they like, okay, you're now in a very difficult political situation. So they some companies they also try to withdraw from using the word ESG from their communication, and some of them even exited some international level commitment to sustainability. Okay, of course, there are some other banks and countries that they see the value in continuing ESG and sustainability. That's why they say that I'm just going to do what I'm doing. I think this is the right thing to do. That's why I'm standing firm on my decision. So I have a question to you, okay? I'm not sure you are from Malaysia or are you from the EU or are you from the US joining us all around the world or are you from the India? Okay, so here, I have a question to you. So in this political and market shift situation, what is your stand on ESG? Okay, do you think it should stay or we should do something else? Okay, so tell me your opinion in the comment now. And just sharing with you, just recently, I think right 5 minutes before the live started, I saw an article. And we can see that all this ESG or sustainability havoc, I would say havoc, is like affecting those big companies, countries, leader. But there's one news I saw that shocked me. Employees in the US, they are now also withdrawing the word ESG and sustainability from their job title, from their experience. You know, whenever we have a LinkedIn profile, so there's a bio, right? We like to write ESG professionals, sustainability practitioner, GSG expert, those kind of terms. But they say that, oh, with those alphabets, not only on ESG, but also DEI, okay, having them on their resume, on their CV, is affecting them to look for a job. Oh, when I saw this news, it shocked me. I said, okay, this is affecting individual level already. So that's why in the beginning I'll say that why you should care, because at the end of the day, whoever that will be impacted are the people. So you can see that ESG started as a big wave starting 2021, 2022, up until last year is still at the peak. And suddenly now it's like going down. So for me, ESG is always evolving. I believe some of you already know about this, but if you are not, you don't know, then let me share with you. So ESG, all these things, it started as a socially responsible investing, where those big institutional investors, they want to make sure that their money is put in businesses who do good to the society. And later on, they are also pushing or interested to invest in companies who contribute back to the society. So this is where you see the word CSR, corporate social responsibility, where we do beach cleaning, we do tree planting, we visit the old folks' home, we do donation for all those natural disaster relief. Okay, and until now, it has evolved into ESG, where people not only want to see what you do with the profit you earn, okay, but they also want to see what do you use the money, the funds in your company. So, do you use it to invest in some advanced technology who can improve your workers' health? Are you using your money to improve your production facility so that your worker can work in a safe and healthy environment? Are you investing in technologies that reduce pollution? Okay, so for me, ESG is always evolving. Now it has evolved to a I would say a level, a stage where we are rebranding ESG. So, of course, you can see that from my sharing just now, people are starting to withdraw away from the word ESG, but they are using another word: sustainability, climate, clean, transition, responsible, or even impact. The name is different, but then the core is still the same. We want to make sure that we have enough resources for the future generation, right? So yeah, so here I can see there are some comments coming in. So let's discuss later during the Q&A. Okay, so now is the third agenda, which is strategies for businesses to adapt and thrive. So when I see these ones, like, okay, so people are actually rebranding ESG. So why do they stay with it? Okay, why do they stay? So this is the golden circle framework introduced by Simon Sinek. So he said that whatever you do, you must understand the purpose first. So the first thing is to know your why. Why are you doing this? I understand it from feedbacks from our clients, they say that initially they want to install solar panel, they want to measure their product carbon footprint. Everything they do is because customer requests, regulatory requirement. So when there are changes to their customer requests, let's say from the US, or there's changes to regulatory requirements, let's say from the EU or even Malaysia, so when they stop doing it, they say, I have more important things to do. I'll just put this on hold. We'll continue our discussion later on. So, so if your why is from the external factors, so you'll be very macam bengang, you'll be very frustrated, you'll be very confused when there are changes happening outside. But if your why is something inside from you, you see the benefits of doing it. Like you see that if, let's say, I have a green product, so I can have a competitive advantage over my competitors. then I can put on a green premium to it, or I can open up, have access to a more premium market. And you see that I see that when I better manage my waste, when I send it to a waste collector who are willing to purchase the waste from me, wow, I see money. Now I no need to pay to throw away my waste, but I actually gain some extra income, and you can use the extra income to to organize more team buildings, to improve the facility for your worker. Okay. And another third thing is to meet stakeholders' expectation. Not only customers are looking for this, but we can see that more and more employees, especially Gen Z, when they are looking for a job, they not only look for a company who can give them stable salary, a good working environment, but they also look for a company with a purpose. So the first thing is to understand the why, and the why will be better if it's coming from the inside. Okay? And the second is to identify how do you practice ESG. I understand that for now, a lot of people, firstly, they will look at ROI. If I invest in this decarbonization project, how much cost can I save? Or how long is my ROI? So usually the first thing, the businessman, the management, the CEO, the CFO, they will look at the costs. So it's free. You can start from, because at the end of the day, every company wants to earn profit. If not, how do they pay your salary, right? Okay. So looking at the cost is the easier step, I would say, the easiest entry point. And later on, you can look into optimizing efficiencies. So, okay, if I install this smart energy management system in my company, there's a little capital investment so that I can understand the data usage pattern in my company, and then I can very effectively identify which machines has problem, which production line is consuming more energy than the others. Then I can optimize my machinery usage. I can reorganize how I produce new product. So from there, then you'll slowly look at not only I save my order cycle, my production time, so I can actually produce more product in the same, okay, or even produce more product using the same amount of material. And to the third stage, now maybe you'll see that, well, actually, I want to transform. So I'm developing new products. So maybe last time you only have the commercial or conventional cement, okay, and concrete for building. And now you are looking into some green carbon injected cement concrete that you can categorize them as a new product. So you're using technologies, coming up with new ideas when you are in the innovation process. And lastly, if you are saying that, "Hmm, actually I'm seeing quite some benefits from doing ESG, so why not I create a new business model?" So this company or this new business unit, I'm gonna start it from the scratch. It's green all the way, and I prioritize all the benefits for my clients, for my workers, for the environment at the same time, because I already gone through stage one, two, three. I already know how I can still make it this business profitable. So now you created a new business with a differentiated value proposition. So these are the stages of practicing ESG. First, to identify which way, which method works for you is takes time. Yeah, it's not easy, but we see that our clients are growing, they are thriving, and when they see the benefits coming to them, and the most important thing is they believe it. Yeah, they believe it, they stay to it, they hold on it, and then and when they see the fruit, they are happy with the reward, and they just continue repeating it because they know that this thing works. Okay? So lastly, after you have known why from which way you can continue to adapt and thrive in this today's situation, then you can come out with people like to say it like a business plan or a roadmap to tell, okay, for this 1 year, next 3 years, 5, 10 years, what I'm going to do. Okay. Of course, it takes a lot of effort, resources, and time to really identify what you can do. A lot of companies, they say, oh no, I can just copy from my competitors, see what are others doing, then I just deploy the technology. But um, some work, some doesn't work. Okay, so this process involve a lot of discussion with the experts, with the people working on the ground. You know that you just go to the factory and you ask the worker that operate the machine for the past 10 years, they can tell you a lot of things because they are using the machine every day. So sometimes we never thought that the solutions is within the company itself. The people, they know it, but sometimes maybe they are too shy to say or they do not want to say. But when you prompt, then they are very open to tell you, "Aya, ini banyak susah lah. Saya tiap-tiap hari ini macam bos, I adjust sini macam sikit, lagi senang, lagi cepat." Okay. So be open, talk to many, many different people, share your idea, and you will come up with something. It's like, like a fire pop on your brain. Okay. So then you can, when you have a lot of information, useful information, then you can start to do the planning and do the implementation, get feedback from them, and refine and try again. So for this, what I say today is general because everyone has a unique problem. So if you are interested on how we Bernard Business Consulting can help you on this journey, so you can always contact us or even join our upcoming ESG and sustainability workshop. Okay, so I put it up the poster here. So if let's say you are interested to know more, then you can scan the QR code. So we have it 2 sessions. One is in English, is on 22nd May. The second one is in June. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 5th of June. All right, so that one will be in Mandarin. Okay, so if you say you want it to conduct in Malay or customized for you, then you can always contact us and we can customize and have more discussion in that. Okay. Okay, so I will have my turn to share the link to this workshop in the comment as well. Okay, so thank you so much. So this is the short presentation I have for you guys today. So if let's say you have any questions, or we just keep this conversation open. So we have something to discuss, to tell about, to share. Maybe you have some frustration or you have some ideas or different opinions. So we'll keep this live room open until 2:45. Okay, so that we can just have a chit chat after lunch. Okay, thank you so much. So thank you so much for your engagement. So let me go through the comment now. Okay, we have a comment from David. Hi, David. It'll be nice if you can introduce yourself to me in the comments. I know that where are you from Malaysia or are you from other places? Okay, so David says that I think it should stay, but has to evolve with more awareness on benefits to economy. There are some organizations that greenwash and take advantage of ESG. This must be exposed. Okay, I totally agree with you when I say about rebranding ESG, right? So something that came up to my mind. So I'm not sure if you guys realize that for the past 1 to 2 years, especially in the Malaysian market, you can see that suddenly there are a lot of ESG and sustainability consulting consultants mushrooming. Suddenly call themselves sustainability consultant. And in my I wonder, do they really know what they are doing? Or they are just hoping on the trend? Or is there something that they feel that, hey, this is something good? I think that I want to contribute to this society also, and I can use my knowledge, whether from the business, from the economy, from the engineering, from the agricultural background, I can do something for the environment, to the society. Okay? And talking about greenwashing, there are also companies who wants to portray themselves as someone who is green or who is contributing to society, probably to attract customer or to attract employees. I'm not sure. They are also using this eco-friendly, natural, this kind of word to brand themselves. And ESG, honestly, it started also from the marketing way, okay? But now, because of the lash on ESG, so people are starting to like, oh, to be more cautious on the wording they use. So I think that is something is the right time for us to identify and eliminate or remove those companies who are not genuine, who are fake on ESG and sustainability, and those who are true, who are genuine, who are authentic on ESG and sustainability, those companies are the ones that will survive during these difficult times. Thank you, David, for your sharing. Okay, next, I have a comment from Ru Yi says that there's no turning back, and we can foresee new terms emerging to replace ESG. However, we can approach ESG with a refreshed and positive mindset. ESG continues to motivate many companies, with organizations adopting greener and more sustainable practices to improve themselves for the betterment of both people and the environment. You are correct, Rui. So, from what we see, because we receive queries from the markets, from the industries, right? There are now more and more people shifting from mere reporting. They are looking into strategy. They are looking into improvement. They should really come and tell me, and tell us that, hey, tell me how can I reduce my carbon emission from waste, from energy. I want something that is measurable, the impact can be seen. Yeah, they say that I've done reporting, now I'm on the next stage. So people are evolving already. And not only they are looking at the infrastructure, they are now looking more on the people. We can see that more and more companies are willing to spend on the employee well-being. They come to us, they ask for, oh, do you have team building? Do you have coaching session? I think I want to help my employees to grow with us. So that is the thing that usually we help with our clients as well. Thank you, Rudy, for the sharing. Next, we also have a comment from North Alia. Alia says that it should stay, but try to be more lenient on the small and medium companies. It must be overwhelmed for SME because there are many frameworks and regulations out there. Cost is a serious matter for SME. Alia, I understand you because for BBC, most of our clients are from SME. We can see more and more big, large these public listed companies coming to us, but still most of them are SMEs. And when we talk to them, their first concern is always the cost because economy is tough now. It's very, very tough now. Although on the news, we can see that their news media say that in Malaysia, our spending behavior is still great. People are still willing to go to the shopping mall to to spend money. But as an office staff, we go to the office every day, we go for lunch, and it's very interesting one. So next time we can see that there are a lot of people that are willing to spend more, okay, for food. But now we can see that those restaurants that survive are actually those makcik, those warung, those uncle aunties that sell affordable lunch. So from the behavior of how people spend on their lunch, right, we can see that the economy is tough. Okay, so it's the same for SME cost is a matter. So at BBC, we also work out a way to customize our solutions for them so that it meets their needs. Other than that, we have grants loans and funds from Bank Negara, from the participating banks, from the government agency to actually help SME on getting some extra money to continue with their sustainability commitment. So Alia, if let's say you're interested to know more about that, you can always contact us. Okay. Okay, next we have a comment from David again. So David says that data and research in ESG must be highly encouraged. I feel like the lack of data in the space is what is putting up a lot of barriers for investment in sustainable solutions. Integrity of data is also important. Even AI cannot function without data input or sourcing. Yes, you're right. So from my experience working in this consulting line where basically for every project we are working with data, and for a company who not yet embark on ESG, they will say that I don't have this data, I don't have that data, I don't know where to find. But actually, when we tell them you have it already in your HR system, in your ERP system, in your maintenance logbook. So data is there, but it's not controlled. It's not stored in a safe condition, I would say. So that's why we can see there are more and more companies coming up with ESG software. And even at BBC, we also have this AI software that can help you to calculate your greenhouse gas, to do your ESG reporting, to calculate your product carbon footprint. So to have the software, usually people they'll either subscribe to it, but then the server is not owned by you, so there's still a concern on the data security. But you can also choose to buy out the whole thing, the whole solution, so the server is within your company. Okay, so when we talk about data, so this is very important to prevent greenwashing as well. So that's why you can see that there are a lot of verification requirement or assurance, independent assurance requirement when it comes to your GHG data, it comes to your ESG report, all the narrative, not only the quantitative data, but also the qualitative data that you present to the public. So I can see that data is a thing, is a very big, especially with AI. So even we need as you say, we need to feed the data to the AI to make sure that they can produce output that is of TikTok quality. Thank you, David, for your sharing. I really like the participation from our audience today. Oh, Rui has a reply to Alia. We need to explore effective and affordable ways. Yes. Thank you so much for the response. Oh, we also have a comment from Alia in reply to Rui. I said companies are the one who needs to make a move. For example, if big companies can afford to subscribe to UNGC, or okay, UN Global Compact, which gives platform for company to do webinar through their supplier, it should start there. Okay, yeah. So we know that there are some association out there that actually do this, and also at BBC, we're also helping our clients to engage with their suppliers, and yeah, mostly their suppliers, not their customer. Okay. So for us, usually when you collect data for greenhouse gas, especially scope 3, where you are dealing with your suppliers, your contractors, or usually the suppliers like SME, very, very small company, or even just a shop by the roadside, and they don't know what is ESG, they do not know what to do with it. The most important thing is they do not know why they should care. Okay, so if let's say your company has the capacity to actually if you're organizing a workshop, then we just do it hybrid, or we can make up more capacity, more spaces for you to invite your suppliers to join as well. So if let's say you guys are interested to know more, we are experienced in handling supplier assessment, supplier management. So that is a way that we can move forward to have those with more resources to help those with fewer resources to make sure that no one is left behind. Okay, so Alia has a comment. A lot of SME companies still do not know who or what is ESG. Cost might be the reason. So other than national help, big companies can solve it. Yes, you are right. So that's why at Bernard Business Consulting, we are doing this webinar or live sessions for free so that everyone like you, SMEs, they have a channel, a place to learn about all this at no cost, just on their own effort. So if let's say you guys you know someone who might need these resources, feel free to share our linking page with them, subscribe to our newsletter, and also they can also find us on YouTube. Okay. I think YouTube maybe they are more familiar, especially for the SME. So you can just go to YouTube and search Bernard Business Consulting and subscribe, and you will get free resources from there. Okay, so we still have some time left. So any of you who has some opinions to share, then can just tell me in the comment. Okay, so if there are no more questions, then I think we will end here. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. So what I can summarize from today's sharing, from what I listened from the audience, from the research that I've done. So what I can see is that ESG is here to stay, but it's just evolving to the next phase where people are more cautious. They are eliminating all those greenwashing. Only those who are true, who are doing a genuine, authentic work will survive through this tough time. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. And I wish you a great week ahead. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you and bye.